Challenger tanks, the superiority and history of British war tanks. Introduction. The Challenger tank is one of the main battle tanks developed by the British, known for its durability, precision, and advanced technology. As the backbone of the British Army in many modern conflicts, the tank has a long history, from initial designs to the latest developments. In this narrative, we will talk about Challenger, its history, its technological development, as well as its important role in the great conflicts faced by the British. Early history and background. In the late 1970s, after the British experience with tanks such as the Chieftain and Centurion, the British Army felt the need to upgrade and develop more modern tanks. Earlier tanks, although very powerful in their day, began to lag behind in terms of technology, endurance, and mobility capabilities. The British needed a tank that could compete with the main tanks of other countries, especially the Soviet Union, which at that time had developed tanks such as the T-64 and T-72, which further demonstrated their dominance on the battlefield. The process of developing a new tank began in 1976, and the result was the development of a project that became known as Challenger 1. The tank was first introduced in 1983 and entered service with the British Army in 1985. Challenger 1. The first tank. The Challenger 1 is the first main battle tank in the Challenger line. Designed with maximum protection in mind, the tank is equipped with a 120mm rifled main gun, which is highly accurate and can destroy various types of enemy targets. One of the distinguishing features of the Challenger 1 from similar tanks was the Chobham armor used on the vehicle. This armor, specially designed by the British, proved to be very effective in protecting tanks from rocket attacks and enemy tank shells. The Challenger 1 proved highly effective during the Gulf War of 1990 to 1991, during which it was used in combat against Iraqi forces. In this conflict, the Challenger 1 tank demonstrated its toughness, destroyed many enemy tanks and vehicles, and showed that despite some limitations in mobility, its superiority in protection and fire was very important. However, despite its effectiveness, the Challenger 1 faced some problems, such as an engine system that was not as powerful as tanks from other countries, and slight problems in its speed and mobility, especially in rough terrain. Challenger 2. Refinement and innovation. Realizing the various shortcomings of the Challenger 1, the British Army decided to develop an improved version, and the result was the Challenger 2. The tank was first introduced in 1998 and was one of the most advanced tanks in the world at the time. Challenger 2 has various significant updates compared to its predecessor. One of the biggest changes is in the armor. Challenger 2 is equipped with Dorchester armor, a more advanced version of Chobham that offers better protection against various types of threats, including anti-tank guided missiles and missile attacks. In addition, the Challenger 2 uses the same 120mm rifled gun as the Challenger 1, but with an improved fire control system, making it more accurate at targeting targets from longer distances. The development of navigation and communication systems also makes the Challenger 2 easier to operate in complex and dynamic battlefields. Key features of Challenger. Some of the main features that make the Challenger 2 a highly regarded tank in the military world include 1. Dorchester armor protection. As mentioned earlier, the Dorchester armor on the Challenger 2 provides superior protection against a variety of threats. The armor is developed using advanced composite technology that offers high survivability against firearms, explosions, and guided missiles. 2.120mm rifled gun. The Challenger 2's main gun is a 120mm rifled gun that provides exceptional accuracy in target shooting. This allows these tanks to destroy very distant targets, even when the battle takes place over long distances. 3. Advanced fire control system. Challenger 2 is equipped with a more modern and accurate fire control system, which includes the use of laser and thermal targeting systems. This allows the tank crew to detect and identify targets at night or in low visibility conditions. 4. Mobility and engine reliability. Using a turbocharged diesel engine, Challenger 2 is capable of reaching speeds of up to 59 kilometers per hour on flat terrain and has a fairly long range, providing high flexibility in operations. 5. Crew safety. In addition to vehicle protection, Challenger 2 is also designed to provide maximum protection for tank crews. The tank is equipped with an air filtration system for protection against chemical weapons attacks, as well as a very safe cabin for the crew, so they can last longer on harsh battlefields. The Zulfiqar Tank, the superiority and history of the Iranian battle tank. Introduction. The Zulfiqar tank is one of the main combat vehicles developed by Iran. With a long history associated with the development of the country's military industry, the Zulfiqar tank is a symbol of Iran's efforts to improve its domestic defense capabilities. Designed with local technology and experience drawn from previous wars, the Zulfiqar represents Iran's ambition to reduce its dependence on foreign countries in terms of military equipment. In this narrative, we will explore the history, design, technical features, and role of the Zulfiqar tank in the geopolitical context, as well as conflicts involving Iran. Background of Zulfiqar tank development. In the early 1980s, Iran was in a very challenging period. The country was involved in the Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988, which was a major 8-year conflict between Iran and Iraq. During this war, both countries suffered heavy losses, both in terms of human resources and military equipment. In the midst of an arms embargo imposed by Western countries and a shortage of supplies from allied countries, Iran realized the importance of building and developing its defense forces independently. One way Iran is doing this is by developing domestic weapons and combat vehicles, including the Zulfiqar tank. Development of the Zulfiqar tank began in the early 1990s, with the aim of creating a combat vehicle that could keep up with the more advanced main battle vehicles used by Iran's neighboring countries, such as Iraq and Saudi Arabia. Iran, which at the time had experience with Soviet and Western tanks, wanted to develop a tank with enough capability to survive on a modern battlefield, both in terms of firepower, protection, and mobility. Mashah's name and design philosophy. The name Zulfiqar is taken from the legendary sword belonging to Caliph Ali ibn Abi Talib, which has a symbolic meaning in Islamic and Iranian culture. Zulfiqar is known as a very sharp and powerful sword, reflecting strength and courage. This name is very appropriate for a tank that is designed to be a formidable and powerful means of defense. The design of the Zulfiqar tank combines elements learned from various types of tanks, both Western and Eastern. Iran leverages the knowledge gained from various sources and adapts it to their needs. One of the interesting things is that this tank is more influenced by the design of Soviet tanks such as the T-72 and T-55, which are commonly used in the Middle East region, as well as tanks from Western countries, especially the United Kingdom and the United States. Zulfiqar sought to combine the strengths and advantages of various types of existing technologies. Turkish Zulfiqar design and technology. The Zulfiqar tank has a distinctive design and is designed to meet the needs of the Iranian military on the modern battlefield. Some of the key features of Zulfiqar include the following aspects. 1. Armor and protection. One of the main features of the Zulfiqar is its protection. Like most other main battle tanks, the Zulfiqar is equipped with powerful armor. The armor is designed to withstand attacks from various types of anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, and tank shells. In addition, the Zulfiqar is also equipped with a composite coating and reactive armor, which increases the vehicle's resistance to attack. Iran stresses the importance of protecting their combat vehicles because often Zulfiqar tanks have to operate in very difficult battlefield conditions, including facing the threat of advanced weapons from neighboring countries and potential attacks from enemy forces. The main gun Zulfiqar's main cannon is a very important weapon in his attack ability. The tank uses a 105mm or 120mm gun, capable of destroying targets from a long distance with high accuracy. The cannon is designed to destroy enemy combat vehicles, including tanks, as well as other structures on the battlefield. The fire control technology used in the Zulfiqar relies on laser targeting systems and other equipment to facilitate target shooting with excellent accuracy. This gives an advantage in battle, where precision and speed are essential. 3. Machinery and mobility. Zulfiqar uses a diesel engine that provides enough power to drive this tank at a maximum speed of about 65 kilometers per hour on flat terrain. This fairly good mobility allowed Zulfiqar to move quickly on the battlefield and maintain his superiority in attack or defense. The engine is quite efficient and is able to withstand various terrain conditions, from hot deserts to hilly areas. Fourth, communication systems and electronics. Zulfiqar tanks are equipped with advanced communication systems to facilitate coordination in the field. The system allows tank crews to stay connected with other units in the force, as well as to receive information needed during combat.